Not seeing anyone for general participation.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to action. Consent item number 1 and 2. Items calendar for consent will be approved in a one motion without a public hearing unless a member of the Planning Commission or the audience requested this item be removed from the consent calendar and heard. Motion approval for the.
So moved.
Motion. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Midgley? Commissioner Rushtaller?
Yes.
Commissioner Grunsky?
Yes.
Commissioner Sangha?
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes. Passes 5-0. Item use permit number PA 1800316. Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead, staff. Go ahead and present.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. This project was heard at the August 20th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting after having been continued earlier in last year. On November 19th, 2020, the applicant requested a continuance for the project, which was granted. The project was then scheduled for the December 3rd, 2020 Planning Commission meeting, and a planning commissioner was absent, and the motion was made to vote on to continue the project to the December 17th, 2020 Planning Commission date because the commission believed the project needed to be heard by a full commission. On December 17th, 2020, the applicant requested a continuance which was granted to a date non-specific. At the August 20th meeting, the Planning Commission raised concerns about the project regarding whether the project was too big for the applicant to successfully manage. The size of the chicken enclosure came into question, and the configuration of the manure storage building, as well as the number of proposed chickens. The Planning Commission instructed the Community Development Department staff to work with the applicant team to revise the project. Since that meeting, the applicant has revised the project by reducing the number of chickens from a maximum of 1,500 chickens to a maximum of 1,000 chickens. The manure will be collected from the site a minimum of twice a week and hauled off-site to a bona fide disposal facility a minimum of once per week. This is more frequent than what was previously proposed. Additionally, the applicant now proposes to store manure in a fully enclosed 100 square foot building. The size of the fenced chicken enclosure has been increased from 6,000 square feet to 19,000 square feet. Also, the applicant proposes to hire 3 full-time employees and 2 part-time employees to aid in operations management. The project site is located on the south side of West Delta Avenue, 3,000 feet east of South MacArthur Drive in Tracy. The project site has a general plan designation of AG, or General Agriculture, and a zoning designation of General Agriculture 40-acre minimum, or AG 40. This aerial photo depicts the project site. The surrounding parcels are primarily agricultural with scattered residences. This image depicts a project radius map. The smallest concentric circle represents a 1,000-foot radius from the project site. Each subsequent circle represents a 2,000-foot radius and a 3,000-foot radius, respectively. There is 1 house within 1,000 feet of the project. There are 4 houses within 1,000, from between 1,000 and 2,000 feet of the project, and there are 5 houses from 2,000 feet to 3,000 feet of the project. This is a copy of the revised site plan submitted by the applicant.
Chair, your director here, if I can interrupt for a second. Apologize, Giuseppe. Let's hold on for a few minutes if we can, sir. I'd like to ensure that the audience who are online are able to hear. We're getting messages that they're not able to hear us. So I ask for your indulgence for about 5 minutes so we can kind of clear up the communications part of it.
We'll adjourn for 5 minutes.
All right. Thank you.
That's new. It's the choice of the commission to hold off and put this continuous for another date until we get a good communication gap, because we don't want anybody to miss out. So if we could set this up for maybe the next commission meeting.
I'll go over the items with you and the commission here. So the next meeting is March 4th, and we have here. We have 3 items, and they are a use permit for a community assembly facility, a cannabis development title amendment cleanup, and then we have truck parking for another facility. And it looks like we're moving the truck parking session. Okay, so we're actually excited to bring to you a truck parking study session as well on the 24th.
Okay.
So you want to add these items to it, just
Sure.
kind of be aware, 6 or 7 items, or 5 items.
That'll be fine. Gentleman's been coming since August, so we want to try to get it heard. So let's shoot for that. And
Okay, so yeah, absolutely, Chair and Commission, it's up to you. If you wish to take this action, I would ask that you actually formally make a motion and to continue it to the remaining items to March 4th.
So what have you been told by IT? Take that vote.
They were trying to set it up, and so right now we're having the folks can see us, but they can't hear us. So if they can't hear us, they can't necessarily participate. That's the issue right now.
So
And
you have no ETA when you're going to get the audio back?
we can, if it's up to the commission, we can wait a few more minutes if you like, or we can, I think they went literally back in the room to start and continue fixing things. They've been fixing things. It's just no ETA at this moment, and we can check with them in a minute if you like.
well, we've been here 40 minutes.
Well, unless we can get a definite answer on.
Okay, so let me go check with them for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Chair and Commission, our IT staff is working hard back there, and they're asking if you can wait 10 minutes, and they will see if we can give you ETA at that point. So at this point, it's up to you. You can continue it now, or you can wait 10 more minutes and see what other things you can do. I would recommend just waiting 10 minutes or so, and then we can decide then. The answer might be he can't fix it in time, but he is trying right now. He is diligently working back there.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please consult your directory and call again, or ask your operator for assistance. This is a recording.
Welcome to the audio conferencing center. Please enter a You are now joining the meeting.
Good evening. We are just testing the audio to see if those participating through Microsoft Teams are able to hear the audio for that meeting now. We have put a request into our chat. If you are still monitoring the Microsoft Teams and are logged in through the client and are visible in our chat, please let us know if you can hear us. Yeah, I'm seeing one positive response that we are hearing audio. The rest of participants, morale. We also had comments from Anna Costamanga and Ormond. You can confirm if you're able to hear us now. Yeah, it looks like we do have the audio working. The video, I believe, will be back up in a moment. So we'll at least have the audio working. We'll have that video back online and continue shortly. Thank you for your patience.
So Chair, on the consent item, you can reopen the meeting and re-vote on this. My concern was whether anybody wanted to participate on those consent items. So we don't actively monitor the chat usually, and we just did in this particular case, and the chat's not part of the formal record. That was my concern. So I don't know if County Council wants to weigh in.
The public who's appearing on Teams could not hear it. The suggestion was maybe we should redo consent because people may have asked for something to be pulled or asked for you to consider something. So your options are to move forward with the vote and let it stand. To the extent that we do want to have participation or there's a concern, what you could do is, I believe you could do a motion for reconsideration on the consent items and go ahead and ask, open that back up again, ask if anybody has anything they want to pull or to make comment on, and then take a new motion on the consent calendar. That would really be up to you.
They weren't controversial from that standpoint, so if you wanted to leave it as it is, that's fine too.
What you might also want to do just to gain information as to whether people have concerns is to open up public comment on items not on the agenda, and you may have somebody comment. That may lead us to a direction you might want to consider, at which point I can weigh in on your options.
In Chair and Commission.
Can I ask a question to maybe speed this along? We've taken a vote. I understand there were technical difficulties. Could we say, here's the consent items were passed. is there someone who has a concern and then go back and say, if someone does, then we can go back and reopen?
I think that's a good approach. And also the IT staff has informed me we are able to proceed forward now.
Okay, we'll open up the meeting again for the third time. On the consent items number 1 and 2 were passed earlier in the meeting. 5-0 vote. Is anyone out there vote? Come forward.
This would be regarding any comments for item 1, that's PA 2000191, a variance of the Linden County Water District, or for item number 2 on our agenda, number PA 1600049, use permit of Pari Enterprises. Those are the 2 items that had been passed on through a consent vote earlier. If you were attending to comment on either of those items, please let us know. I'm seeing no public participation for either item 1, PA 2000191, or item 2, PA 1600049. Thank you.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the action item number, use permit number PA 1800316.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. This project was heard at the August 20th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting after having been continued from earlier in the year. On November 19th, 2020, the applicant requested a continuance for the project, which was granted. At the December 3rd, 2020 Planning Commission meeting, a planning commissioner was absent and a motion was made and voted on to continue the project to the December 17th, 2020 Planning Commission date because the commission believed the project needed to be heard by a full commission. On December 17th, 2020, the applicant requested a continuance which was granted to a date non-specific.
Chair, let me interrupt again. I think I'm going to give you an option to continue the hearing at this point because we're getting feedback from the chat that nobody can hear again. They responded earlier that they could hear and now they can't.
Can I have a motion for continuance?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I can include in that motion that it'll be heard on the 4th of March.
That is correct.
Okay, roll call, please. Roll call.
Commissioner Rushtaller,
Yes.
Commissioner Midgley, Commissioner Sangha,
Yes.
Commissioner Grunsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0. Meeting adjourned.
I don't know if somebody else. The people that are in the presenters that I don't know why they're in the presenters.